I'm so glad that you're here. I am just getting ready to start a new DIY and I cannot wait to take you with me for all of the fun. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Jackie and this is my magical home where I give you all kinds of creative homemaking ideas, from cleaning motivation and organizing to help you get through those everyday tedious tasks. Always so much more fun with a friend. I also have recipes, themed nights, movie night ideas. I love to do holidays and the changing of seasons and do different decor ideas. I do DIYs. There's just all kinds of fun that you can find here, and I hope that if you aren't already part of my YouTube family that you will consider hitting that button down below and joining me. Now, let's talk about today's DIY. It all starts with this beautiful bottle. Okay, so you guys, this is the new sparkling water that I have found. I am completely digging on it. And the best part about it is because the bubbles in it last 4 days. I kid you not. And so this is great for me. Like, I love to have sparkling water while I'm like in bed. I don't know why, but I do. And so I can like close this up, put it back in the fridge, and there are still bubbles for like a couple days afterwards. So I'm really getting to utilize all of it. I love the flavor. It's very nice and crisp. If you guys know me, I'm all about the bubbles. I may as well be the fish from Finding Nemo because bubbles. So in addition to loving this for the bubbles, I am totally digging on these beautiful blue bottles. And so I decided to take a couple out of the recycling bin and make them into some DIYs to share with you. Now we are going to transform this beauty into a vase. And the most important thing that you need to do with this is cut through glass. That seems really hard, right? But I'm going to show you how to do it with the things that you probably already have in your house. And it is super easy. So the first thing that we're going to need to do to get this craft started is get the labels off these beauties. Now there's a lot of different ways that you could do this. You could do the typical old school method of trying to peel it off with your fingernail. You could attack it with a razor blade. And both of these work perfectly well, but I had a friend tell me that I've been doing it all wrong and that there's a much easier way. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a try. She said that they use a heat gun and that you could also use a blow dryer. And by applying the heat to the label, you can actually get the adhesive to kind of like warm up so that it's easier to come off. It comes off so much cleaner. Now she did tell me that it works best with the plastic labels like we have on these bottles, but she said it actually can work on a normal paper label as well. Now it might start to look kind of like really dried out or cracked, but that is okay. It's just going to help it get off the bottle that much faster. As you can see, it did leave a little bit of adhesive, but no worries. With a little bit of orange oil and a cotton pad, we'll get this off in no time. As you can see, my bottles are beautiful and ready to be cut. But before we start that, let me take a second to tell you about the different methods and how those turned out. I felt like the heat gun actually helped a lot. When I have tried to take off labels like this in the past, sometimes they kind of like split and come off in pieces, and it helped me to get them all off at one time. But I felt like it was a two-person job. I'm not that talented, guys. I was really struggling to hold the bottle, peel off the label, and hold the heat gun at the same time. I mean, I really felt like I was using all of my capacity, and it was a little bit above my pay grade. So I did feel like it helped a lot though, but in the future, I will be asking for a little bit of help. Now, it did leave a little bit of the adhesive, but luckily with a little bit of orange essential oil, I was able to get that off so easily. Now, I do use a cotton pad to get that off. You don't want to use a paper towel or something like that. It just won't get the adhesive off quite right. You want to use either a cotton pad or a cotton ball. And after that, we just washed it, and now it is time to go cut. Let's head to the living room where I have a station set up. My little Seraphina is almost as excited as I am to do this DIY. So as you can see, I have my blue bottles here all ready to go. We have our rubbing alcohol, cotton string, a small bowl, lighter, some fine grit sandpaper, and a tub filled with cold water. Almost forgot, you also need a pair of scissors. Now you are going to grab your cotton string and you are going to tie it around 3 or 4 times around the area on your bottle you would like to have it cut. And you're going to go ahead and double knot as tight as you can. And then cut off the excess. Then you're actually going to slip this string right off of your bottle, put it into the small dish that you have, and we are just going to go ahead and fill this up with some alcohol. And just let it soak. Now, in the meantime, you want to make sure that you have either a sink or tub with some cool water. I went ahead and used this clear Tupperware, so it was a little easier for you to see what was happening. You're going to go ahead and let your string soak for about 3 to 5 minutes, and once that's done, it is time to take it out and slide it back over your bottle. Make sure to put it exactly where you want it on your bottle. This is where your bottle will be cutting. Now let's go ahead and we are going to light our string on fire. And you are just going to keep rolling this just lightly so that we're getting even heat on here. Definitely something to feed your inner pyro. Now I would love to know, have you guys ever done this craft before at home? I think that this is so much fun. I did do this once before with a friend, and we did it for her husband's birthday party. There's some very dear friends of ours. He had a Jack Daniel's birthday party, so we did this with the Jack Daniel bottles to make some lanterns.
Once your flame goes out, it is time to immediately dunk your bottle into your cold water, and it will just separate immediately. If it doesn't, you have one of two problems. Your string was not soaked long enough, or your water is too warm, because it is actually the combination of that hot from the flame around the bottle going into the cold water that creates the break itself. Now, after we're done with this, we're going to break out our sandpaper that I showed you earlier, get it wet in this water, and go ahead and sand off these edges. Now, I do want to let you know, I do like to use a tub over a sink, because if you look at the bottom, you will see that there are just a couple little specks of broken glass, and I'm sure that you don't want to put that down your drain, nor do I. And I also want to let you guys know, full disclosure, this is not perfect. They are just a little bit off and cattywampus. You can't really get a direct clean line, and if you need that, then you really need a bottle cutter. But if you're looking for something rustic, something simple that you can use for the season, this is a fun craft, and I hope that you will try it out. Let me know what you think down below.
And now I have 2 beautiful vases to get me through the entire summer season. And the best part, they cost me nothing at all. I hope that you enjoyed today's content and that it brought you tons of inspiration to make some DIYs in your own home. Don't forget to say hi down below, and if you haven't already, join my YouTube family and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time, friends.